to another video where I'm going to be watching true story animations. The first story is all about a girl with magical hair that can get her anywhere. Imagine that! Your hair can take you anywhere. Well, if that was me, I'd be asking my hair to take me straight to Tokyo, Japan. But I don't have magical hair, it's just purple hair. I'm trying to hit 5 million subscribers, so be sure to subscribe and turn notifications on. And if you're feeling super nice today, make sure to leave a like on the video. Otherwise, when you wake up tomorrow, you will wake up bald. Now, let's get into the first story. It's okay if some people dislike you. Not everyone has good taste. Apart from the spelling mistake, I agree.
Hi, I'm Sophia from Romania.
Hi,
and I'm
Sophia.
here to tell you something you probably aren't aware of. Each one of you has the power to change people, even the jerk ones. People in my little town thought that I was the cutest girl with red hair.
She is the cutest girl. I mean, look at this guy doing some gardening. He's obsessed.
Everyone would notice me wherever I went and would start talking and laughing with me. Yes, I enjoyed it. But honestly, sometimes it got overwhelming.
I can relate to this. When I'm out in public, I always get comments about my hair. It's literally the first thing that people say to me. The other day, I was at a concert and somebody came up to me and was like, "You have purple hair." And I was like, I know.
One day when I was 3, I was at my neighbor's place and her son put a paper crown on my head and offered me a horseback ride. All hail Sophia, the queen of Romania. Just then, his jealous little demon sister came running out
Oh
of
my
nowhere
gosh.
and pushed me off his back. No, she's ugly.
Wow.
Then she squirted glue in my hair. I pushed her and was about to attack her when my mom took me away.
She literally put glue in her hair. She's trying to destroy her beautiful locks out of pure jealousy.
All evening, my parents cried and I tried to comfort them.
Her parents were crying because of the glue. My parents would have just cut my hair off. I don't think they'd have cried.
It's okay, Mom, Dad. It will grow back. Prettier than before, I promise. Eventually, they just had to cut my hair.
Oh my
And it
gosh.
did grow back all lovely and thick in a few months. When I was 4, Mom started taking me to a small farm 2 hours away from our house just to have my hair washed with goat's milk.
She's getting her hair washed with goat's milk? I bet it stunk. It's kind of gross, not gonna lie.
That was insane, but being around sheep and goats was fun. I refused to let them wash my hair unless I milked the goat myself. It took me 4 hours though, but I did what I
Why?
enjoyed. Dad's favorite thing was to spend every evening brushing out my shiny curls as we sat around the fireplace, but I only agreed if he read me stories. One day, Dad sent my picture for a modeling job, and I got accepted. I told my parents that I was only 5 and I had a childhood I wanted to enjoy.
This kid is so clever for her age. She knows she's only 5 and she needs to enjoy her childhood while she can. She's speaking like an adult, and I respect it. But also, it's really cool that she got accepted into a modeling agency.
They promised the job wouldn't affect anything, and it would make them proud and happy. So I agreed. And just like that, I started modeling for the following years. By the time I was in 9th grade, I was a pretty popular hair model for all sorts of shampoos and hair
Wow,
products,
that's
but
cool.
I never enjoyed having makeup slapped on my face and posing in front of a camera. One day, I was determined to tell my parents that I was done. But then, Dad got off the phone with my agent, saying that there was an audition for the role of the Little Mermaid. Mom,
Ooh.
Dad, I'm just done with all this. Please, just let me live the life I want, not the one you want.
But getting a lead role in a Disney film is awesome. Imagine that, playing Ariel. I can't believe she wants to turn that down. That's actually crazy.
Just let me live the life I want, not the one you want. With that, I stormed off to my room. And no, I didn't go to that audition. Months later, Dad said I got an
Why?
acting job offer in LA. I knew there was no use protesting, but I thought to myself that the States is the land of freedom, and the moment I would arrive there, I would be more free. And just like that, we'd flown across the world and settled in LA.
That's a
It was
big
really
journey.
different from anything back home, but all I was thinking about was school. I wanted to do well so I could study law in college. As I walked down the hallway on my first day of school, suddenly someone came rushing straight at me on rollerblades.
Oh my
The only
gosh,
thing I
watch
could
out.
register was the most beautiful pair of blue eyes before we both rolled onto the floor.
Oh
For a
dear.
minute, we gazed into each other's eyes as my heart beat furiously.
It's love at first sight. It's a typical meeting. They crash into each other and fall in love.
Someone slammed a locker door somewhere, and we both snapped into reality. He jumped to his feet, and I held out my hand. "Oh, sorry, He He smiled and took my hand to help me up. Yeah, I'm sorry too. For not pushing you harder, ketchup head.
Okay,
and with that,
I take it back.
He let go and I fell back on my butt.
Yikes.
He just smirked and skated away.
He was actually evil. I thought it was love at true sight, but it was more like evil at first sight.
I stared at him in disbelief. What an A-class jerk. I really hoped I wouldn't have anything more to do with him. But to my horror, it turned out that he was in my class.
Oh no.
I just knew he was going to make my life miserable. The teacher asked me to introduce myself, and I stepped in front of the class. Hello, everyone. My name is Sophia, and I'm from... Before I could even finish, the boy burst out laughing.
Why?
What planet are you from? Do all the aliens there have hair like Elmo's fur? And does everyone talk like they're stupid?
Just because she's from a different country and she has a different accent, he is being really mean to her.
Brian, that's no way to talk to a girl. That's no way to talk to anyone. I've never met anyone as what you call it? Handsome, breathtaking, dreamy,
Rude.
as rude as you. And don't make fun of my accent. I'm proud of where I come from. Wow, now your face is as red as your hair. Do all ketchup heads get this angry? Only if they meet stupid people like you. Someone from the back called out. Geez, get a room, guys. What room? I'm new here. Can someone guide me? Oh yeah, I will. Everyone started laughing as he got up. I didn't really understand what was so funny.
Because she's from a different country, she doesn't really understand that language's sarcasm, which is so sad actually, because she has no idea what's going on and there's nothing she can do about it except stand there confused while everybody laughs at her.
But the teacher was banging on the table to make everyone quiet. Brian, that's enough. You'll be staying back for detention today. Tell me something new. The teacher glared at him, but decided to ignore him for the rest of the lesson.
Good.
Later at lunch, I found out from all the girls that Brian was the bratty son of some rich businessman, and he was just always getting into trouble. But even the principal doesn't really say anything because his parents are big donors. I'd be a bit worried if I was you. You seem to be his next target. I'm not scared of some stupid jerk boy. Just then, Brian walked over to my table with a blonde girl and said, "Here, a new friend. She speaks like a robot, but not like a ketchup head. Maybe more like a mustard head? Listen, I have to be honest here. You guys do have a beautiful accent. See, I can be nice. How about a kiss?" I felt my temper flaring up again and rose from the bench to punch his face. But before I could attack him, he turned around to leave, and I decided to let it go. The next day, I walked into the classroom for the chemistry lesson to find no one was there. It turned out that it had been shifted to the lab and I was 15 minutes late by the time I finally found it. Ah, Sophia, you must be the new student. We're doing the experiment in pairs, and the only person left is Brian.
No
I
way.
couldn't believe I was stuck with him. Things were going smoothly enough for a while, and when Brian handed me a beaker, our fingers touched for a second,
Oh my.
and I could swear I felt sparks. I sneaked a glance at him to see that he was also looking at me. Is there something you want to say?
She's getting feelings for the guy who's being super rude to her. This is terrible.
Suddenly, he came a little
Wait,
closer,
what?
and my stomach did a few backflips. Was he going to kiss me?
Surely
I
not.
was just wondering. Why do you breathe like a dragon? I can hear your nose whistling.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I can hear your face joking. So I guess we are even. And with that, I stormed off to the teacher with my lab results. I was just done experimenting with this boy. For the next 2 years of high school, he kept being a jerk to me. He would call me names all the time or pull stupid pranks. I knew he was just trying to get a reaction out of me.
I like how right now she's pretending to be the "this is fine" meme, pretending that everything is fine, when actually it's not. It's terrible.
And the best way to deal with bullies like him was to pretend he didn't exist. One day when I was in the library, holding my head over a really puzzling math question, someone suddenly pulled my notebook away. What are you crying over, Tomato Queen?
Of course
Your
it's
sappy
him.
diary? Dear diary, Brian is so mean to me. Give me back my notebook. I don't have time for your nonsense. Seems like you're as stupid as you look. You've done the question all wrong. Oh yeah? And you're going to tell me how to do it right? Since you're practically begging me for help. Sure, I can't say no to a damsel in distress.
I
And
hate
with that, he
him.
just sat down and started scribbling away furiously in my notebook. A minute later, he threw the pen down. And that's how it's done. Give me that. Wait, What? That's actually the right answer.
Wait,
I
what?
stared at his smug face in complete shock. How come you're always getting such bad grades? Why do you let everyone think you're dumb? That's none of your business. But Brian, wouldn't your parents be really proud to know you're so smart? Suddenly, Brian got up from his chair, looking furious.
Why?
What do you know about my parents? Nothing. They wouldn't care if I was as smart as Einstein. They're too busy fighting with each other to have any time for me, so just stay out of it, and I don't think you know anything about me.
Oh dear, things are not looking good at Brian's home. Seems like his parents are constantly arguing and they don't really care for him, which probably explains why he's so mean to everyone.
And with that outburst, he stormed off. For the first time, I felt a bit sorry for him. A few days later, the teacher gave back the last math assignments of the term, and she slapped Brian's on his desk. Brian, you're going to have to repeat the school year now. I want to give you one last chance. I'll give you another assignment, and if you do well, I'll give you a passing grade. Thanks, but no thanks. See you again next year. I tried to stop myself, but I just couldn't. Brian, you know you can do it. I can help with it. But I don't think you even need any help. Miss, he's practically a genius. He really doesn't deserve to fail this grade. Everyone was staring at us now, and Brian looked livid. No, I'm not. Who do you think you are, ketchup head, my guardian angel? I just don't want you to be left behind, dude. Why do you
Aw.
care? I don't want a second chance. Stop acting like Mother Teresa. And with that, he stormed out of the room.
She's so kind to him even though he is so evil to her.
What a stubborn idiot. When I went home that day, I had some shocking news waiting for me. Dad was really unwell and was
no.
given time off work. And to make matters worse,
Poor Dad.
I found out that he'd gotten sick because our immigration status had been under threat for a few months and he'd been trying to deal with it.
Oh dear.
If we lost the case, we'd have to go back to Romania. I felt devastated. I skipped the next few days of school to help Mom take care of Dad. But when I finally returned, I was taking some stuff out of my locker when I heard Brian behind me. Oh no, you're back? My eyes were feeling so much better because they weren't hurting every day looking at your hair.
What I tend to find is when boys have a crush on someone, they're really mean to them. They insult them, they tease them, and they play pranks on them. But it's all just because they secretly have a crush. I don't know why people do this. We can be strange creatures.
I started walking away, but he kept following me. Come on, what's the big secret? Where were you? Growing tomatoes? Making ketchup? If you must know, Dad has been working too hard lately, and he fell sick. So I was taking care of him.
Aw.
Oh, I feel so sorry for your dad. Sorry that he has such a dumb, ugly daughter. And he brought her all the way from Romania and worked so hard, just so she can have a good life.
What the
You made him
heck?
sick, ketchup head. You make me sick too, actually. He'd really stepped on a nerve, and I snapped. I turned around and gave him a hard slap.
Oh my gosh, she actually slapped him. I can't say he didn't deserve it because he totally deserved it.
You're just a spoiled, ungrateful brat who's been given everything in this world, and you just want to waste it and make others miserable. To think I ever felt sorry for you. I hate you. And don't worry, soon enough you won't ever see me again. I stormed off, and this time he didn't follow me. A few days later, we went to court to fight our immigration case. But to our dismay, the judge ruled against us. Just then,
no.
a well-dressed man came running into the courtroom. Your Honor, I'd like to submit an appeal in this family's case.
Wait a second, is this gonna be his dad? Is his dad going to fight for Ketchup Head's family? Because that would be amazing. And it would show that he actually really does care about her.
They deserve to stay here. We just stared at the stranger and he started firing some legal mumbo-jumbo and handed papers to the judge. And to our shock, the judge actually changed his decision and we won the
What?
case.
That's
We didn't have to
awesome.
leave. As we hugged each other, we turned to the man and thanked him over and over again. But sir, if I may ask, who are you? I'm your friend Brian's private family lawyer. The boy has been after me non-stop for the past few days.
I thought it was the dad, but it's actually a lawyer, but still, it came from him, which is very cute. And it kind of makes up for all of the times that he's been super mean, kinda.
To look into your family's case. Oh my God, Brian? Did he really do that? I headed straight for school after that. I looked everywhere and finally found him sitting alone on the bleachers. He looked stunned to see me as I sat down beside him. Brian, why did you do that? I don't know. Maybe because you tried to help me, even though I've been nothing but a complete jerk to you? And maybe because I've had a crush on you from the start.
Oh,
My face broke
it.
into a huge grin. I always knew it. You like ketchup head. With that, I pulled him in for a
my
long,
gosh.
steamy kiss.
They're kissing.
So I have been living in LA for a good long time. I've become a lawyer and mostly deal with people's immigration cases because I want to
way.
help others like me. Oh, and I'm married to Brian now. And we have a beautiful daughter, Leah.
Aw.
I'm teaching her both English and Romanian because learning different languages makes you smarter and changes the way you think.
She has the hair too. That was an adorable story, you know, apart from the fact that Brian was very mean to her constantly. But it did show her hair could get her anywhere. It literally got her from Romania to LA. This next story is all about a redhead who was born into a blonde family.
Hi, I'm Sally.
Hi, Sally.
And I figured out 2 things very early in life.
Okay.
1, my older sister Rachel is dumb.
Oh my
And
gosh.
2, she really hates me. Rachel is a year older than me, but
Oh,
it didn't
so
take me too long to
cute.
catch up with her. I was talking before she did, and I learned how to read while she was still struggling with the alphabet. My parents loved showing me off, and I think it really bothered Rachel. Sweetie, why don't you recite the poems you learned for our guests?
Sally, tell your aunt the cool thing that you read in your encyclopedia yesterday.
Just then, Rachel came running, wearing her bathing suit over her clothes.
Look at me.
Aw.
I look like a mermaid in my baby soup.
Your what?
My baby soup.
Baby
Mom,
soup?
Baby soup. This? Oh, you don't understand anything I say.
Does she mean bathing suit, not baby soup?
I think she's saying her bathing suit is stuck in her elbow, Mom.
Oh, I see. Sally, you're so bright. Silly Rachel. Did I mention that I sometimes taught Rachel the wrong words because it was funny when she sounded stupid? Yeah, I'm
kinda
not very proud of
evil.
that now. But that's not the only reason she hated me. I was the only one in my family with red hair, and my parents loved it, especially Mom, who would do all sorts of hairstyles. Sally, your hair looks so magical. Let's try braids today.
You know why it looks magical? Because she's a leopard clown. You
What?
mean a leprechaun?
A leopard clown. I love that. That's a great insult. I'm gonna use that from now. You look like a leopard clown. I don't know if people would find that offensive though.
She told me all the time that my parents pretended to like my red hair so I wouldn't feel bad.
When you were born, Mom and Dad cried tears of ugliness
Oh my
for
gosh.
days. They even tried to give you up for adoption, but no one wanted you.
And one time, she even tried to chop my hair
What?
off. And things got worse when in 8th grade, she failed a class and ended up being with me. As
Oh
if our
dear.
parents weren't enough, our history teacher, Miss Sheldon, loved comparing her to me in front of everyone. Your assignment is just appalling, Rachel. Did you see your sisters? Magnifique. Why can't you be more like her? Didn't you do any research? What's there to research? Someone ugly said something dumb to someone boring a long time ago,
Oh
and
my
then some lame war
gosh.
broke out. Who cares about this stuff? A person who wants to have an educated mind? Who cares what's on the inside when the package is this pretty? Looks are not important. That's ugly people talk. Did your boyfriend ever say that? Oh wait, I bet you've never had one.
Wow, she is being straight savage to the teacher. That is one way to end up in a detention.
Detention, now.
I knew it.
The next day before history class, I saw Rachel putting a mug of coffee on Miss Sheldon's table
Wait,
while
what?
everyone else was snickering. I
poisoned?
was instantly suspicious. Rachel, what are you up to? What? I'm just trying to make up for my behavior yesterday. What did you put in there? Oh, I don't know. Maybe some spit, maybe
Oh,
some laxative,
no.
maybe both. Who can say? Just then, Miss Sheldon walked in, and Rachel handed her the mug sweetly with an apology. But I tried taking it away from her. I really don't think you should have that. Why? I just don't think it's a good idea. Why? Is there something in the coffee, Sally? Tell me
Yes.
now. No, I just don't think you need to drink coffee. It gives you really bad breath. Give that to me, please. I ended up spilling the whole thing on her white coat.
no.
Oh my god, you dumb butt kisser, you ruined my whole plan! The next thing I knew, I was in detention too, with Rachel.
Why didn't she just admit that her sister had spiked it with laxatives and spit? That would have saved her getting a detention and the teacher would have been super appreciative.
For the very first time in my life. But suddenly, Rachel was frickin' popular. No one liked Miss Sheldon much, and everyone thought Rachel was super cool for trying to mess with her. And now, she was used to her newfound power to turn everyone against me. She was the beautiful, fun blonde, and I was the red-haired, nerdy sister after, being called things like Carrot Top and Ketchup Head. Boy, could girls be mean. Eventually, the teasing got old. Or I just learned to ignore it. But soon, I was given an assignment in history class to do a presentation on Scotland. The more I studied, the happier I felt. There were so many cool red-headed Scots, and I definitely felt better about my hair. Before class, I went to the bathroom to change into a kilt. I had spent hours making myself just for the presentation.
So cool.
But just then, my sister walked in. She pulled out her phone and started taking pictures. Going back home, Leprechaun? Buzz off, Rachel. You look so stupid. What is that? A schoolgirl skirt? It's a kilt. Get out of my way. You can't leave yet. Leprechauns can't travel without a rainbow. With that, she pulled out some paints from her backpack and squirted them all over my outfit. I ran out of the bathroom crying angry tears. Rachel did get detention, but it was her millionth time and she didn't give a hoot. The next year, I got a fresh start. Our dad had gotten a new job across the state, which meant I was going to be going to a new high school. I was determined to end the teasing that my red hair gave me. Hey, Mom, now that I'm 16, I think I should get to make some choices about my hair. I'd like to change the color.
No way, she's gonna dye her hair? I actually think red hair, or also known as ginger hair, is so cool. It's super rare, and I think people with that color hair are just beautiful. But also, I do like different things, and that's why I have purple hair.
But your hair is beautiful, sweetie.
It is, it's so pretty.
I know you like it, Mom, but I just want to try something a little more mature, you know? I guess, if that's what you want. You're growing up so fast. Thanks, Mom. I ran straight to the store and bought a box of black hair dye. And it worked. My hair was dark and silky. No more red. Do you think that'll fool anyone? You can't cover up what you are, little leprechaun. Whatever, Rachel. Don't you have something stupid to do? Go away. Just saying. The truth always comes out. The first day of school was like a dream come true.
You look so
no
pretty.
one said anything about my hair. I blended right in and even got a few compliments on my cute outfit, which I'd added some accessories to myself.
I love it.
Rachel was right back in with the cheerleaders, but this was the first time she and I were in a co-ed school, and being around boys was making her even dumber. The football captain and I went out last night, but he never called or texted me back. I don't get it. I think he was even hiding from me in school. Okay, how did the date go? It was amazing, like we were meant to be. There was just one awkward moment when this weird girl came to our table and started flirting with him, and I bit her hand really hard.
What?
I'm sure
She literally bit someone like a savage animal. Girl is insane.
I'm sure she got the message that he's not interested in her. He was just too nice to say it.
Oh
You scared him off, you psycho. How about you don't act like a jealous, blood-sucking vampire next time? But she continued her serial dating and getting heartbroken, and I was getting sick of her stories. It's not like she took my advice. Other than that, school was going great. I was doing well in my classes and had even joined the drama club as a costume designer.
Cool.
The play was being held soon, but the main actor fell ill right before the performance. I had to make sure his understudy fit in the costume, but I didn't even recognize him. I ran frantically through the dressing room shouting, "Hey, is there anyone named Skylar here?" Yeah, that's me. Okay, I need you to take off your clothes right now. He grinned and I blushed as people around us started laughing. I didn't. Okay, wait, let me start over. You need to try this on right now, and I have to make sure this fits you. I'm the costume person, not a pervert. I know. I've seen you around.
That is quite a funny thing to say to someone that you've just met. I need you to take your clothes off right now, in the corridor, in front of everyone.
Sally, right? I'll just change into this and be right back. This Skylar was freaking cute, and he knew my name. His shirt was missing a button, and my heart was skipping beats as I stitched it on. There, you're all set. Thanks, Sally. Wish me luck. Break your legs. I mean, a leg. Only one. Single. Just a figure of speech anyway. Ugh. Gosh, I sounded dumber than Rachel. So I was quite surprised when Skylar came and sat next to me at recess the next day. He was funny and sweet, and I was having a great time talking to him. By the way, I'm part of the student council, and currently we're deciding on a theme for the homecoming dance. Any ideas? I can never think of anything other than sports themes. If you like sports, maybe you could do the Scottish Highland Games. Wow, I love Scottish stuff. This is a really good idea. Thanks, Sally. Just then, Rachel dropped her butt
Of course
right next
she
to him.
did.
Mind if I join your table?
I knew
I'm
this
Rachel,
was gonna
Sally's
happen.
sister. Don't mind at all. Also, I couldn't help overhearing your conversation. Homecoming is all about the football games. We should totally do a varsity theme. I'll wear my cheerleading outfit. It'll be so cool. I was fuming. I couldn't believe she was butting herself into this too. Didn't she have enough guys to date? She just couldn't let me be happy. I spent the rest of lunch just sitting there and listening to them talk about school sports. A couple of weeks passed and neither Skylar nor Rachel talked to me. But I was busy with my studies and my friends, and I was happy for
That's
a change.
good.
I wasn't gonna be bothered by some guy I barely knew. But then one day, Skylar stopped me in the hall on the way to class.
Why?
Hey, Sally, wait up. Sorry, I haven't been around much. I've been super busy getting everything ready for homecoming week.
Oh, yeah, it's whatever. I've been really busy too.
Well, I hope you're not too busy to maybe go to the dance
Wait,
with me.
what? I seriously thought he was gonna end up with her sister, but no, he's asked her. That's actually so cute.
I mean, if you aren't going with anyone else.
The dance? With you? I'd love to.
Great, I'll meet you there.
I couldn't believe it. No teasing, new friends, and even a date to homecoming? I was practically skipping everywhere the rest of the day until I got home.
Wait,
Word
why?
around school is that Skylar asked you to homecoming. Yeah, and, well, I'm here to tell you that he isn't going with you. He is going with me.
What?
Says who?
Says this. She held up her phone and showed me the picture she had taken of me in a kilt with my bright red hair. Hey, get rid of that. Tell him you can't go with him, or I show this picture to the entire school.
Like, that's a bad thing anyway. I don't think people should be shocked when you dye your hair a different color. Like, it's not the end of the world. It's literally just a hair color. Nobody really cares.
No, don't you dare. It's up to you. Fine. I didn't want to go to that stupid dance anyway. The next day at school, I told Skylar I wasn't gonna go to the dance with him.
That's
He
so
tried to change my
sad.
mind, but there was no way I was gonna let him see that picture of me. He looked a bit hurt, and I felt awful, but I didn't have a choice. The night of the dance, I tried to stay home, but the thought of Rachel laughing and having fun with Skylar made me feel like I might explode. I quickly got ready, then sped my car to the dance.
As she
I burst through the
should.
doors and saw Rachel dancing, surrounded by her friends. But I didn't see Skylar anywhere. Just then, there was a hand on my shoulder.
Sally, I thought you couldn't make it.
Yeah, me too, 'cause I was scared.
Scared of what?
Of you finding out the truth? Rachel was beside us with her phone in her hand. Within a few seconds, everyone's phones were going off,
She sent it to
including
everyone.
Skylar's.
What the
He
heck?
pulled it out of his pocket and opened a message, and there was that picture
What
of
an
me.
evil sister,
She had
though.
sent it to
So
everyone.
evil.
Wait, is that you, Sally?
You know what? Yeah, that is me. I dyed my hair black, but it's actually red as a tomato.
Why do I feel like Skylar will not care? Because he really liked the idea of Scotland. So he probably really likes the idea of redheads too.
And if you hate it, then you're all just shallow, stupid.
Hate it. I love it.
Oh,
What?
I knew
Sally,
it.
you're cool the way you are. So are you. May I have this dance?
That's so
You may.
cute.
Just give me 1 second, though. Listen, you bimbo. I kept putting up with you and making excuses for your behavior, but I've had enough. You tried your best to humiliate me, but it was an epic failure. So, in your face. Now, please, get a life and act less desperate, and I'm sure you'll be able to land a boyfriend with the same IQ as you.
Oh my goodness, she is really going in on her sister. As she should though.
Just leave me alone, okay? That weekend, I took the dye out of my hair.
Good.
And Rachel dyed hers red.
What?
But it wasn't real. Not like mine. I was beautifully redheaded.
She was obviously
and
jealous.
very happy to be me.
Well, I thought that story was very wholesome in the end. And she got with the boy even though she had red hair. Which is a silly reason for people to not like you anyway. If you enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like on it. And what's really cool is the likes update in real time so you can see when other people are doing it. And if you want to see another one from me, you can click on one of these and I'll see you over there.